Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last cast on Earth, being joined here by Naboo. Naboo, you know what just happened
Hey.
in the United States of America?
Yeah, congratulations on that.
We Orange was sus, so we voted him out. That's exactly. There's no more Cheeto. There's no more angry baby in the White House. Oh man. So what is that? So how do people in France feel about that?
Kind of a relief, actually, I think. I didn't ask all the French opinions, but
You mean you didn't go
from what
to
I heard,
You didn't go to
huh?
every French person and say like, "Hey, how do you feel about this?"
No, but from what I see on social medias and from my entourage, everybody is pretty relieved and happy to see that the American people decided to make a real
Yes.
change.
Yes. It was close. I mean, the biggest voter turnout in US history. 74 like both were records. 71 million people voted to re-elect Trump, but 74 million people voted to get him out. So,
Yeah.
it was like when because I think one of the things that Trump said was like, we had more people vote than ever before for me, and like which is true, but also still more people voted for Biden. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was man like all weekend, honestly, all weekend I was just like I just felt good, like I felt lighter, like I wasn't carrying around like man like are we going to war like is like it's just like look, nothing has changed yet. I mean, this is all just happening, but I just it just feels good. It just feels good.
I know. I feel you.
All right, let's talk about this podcast. This was probably one of the most fun. I feel like I say this every time, but this was one of the most fun podcasts that we've done. Like it was a really really good time. We got to interview Ghego, who is the ambassador coordinator for Last Day on Earth in the Discord community. And he explains what he does even more, but basically he coordinates with the ambassadors, and they have a very structured. I didn't know this. They had a very structured way to gather feedback about seasons, and then he compiles all of that and sends that to the developers. And he explains it way more in the podcast, and he's just a freaking hilarious guy.
Yes.
So, what about this podcast was the most unexpected part for you?
Yeah, of course, having Ghego was super fun. What I wasn't expecting was the fact that you and I finally disagreed on some point. I'm not going to tell what exactly, but yeah,
Well,
yeah, that was quite the disagreement.
well, that was because you were wrong. You're wrong.
I
You're
know.
no. I know it's just your opinion, but your opinion is wrong. Just like you were wrong when you said that the season, what was season 11, wouldn't be multiplayer. You said it was going to be single player update, and you were wrong. Yeah, it was two times. You're wrong. Well, that threw me off guard for me also, but what threw me off even more was when so like you guys didn't see this wasn't a part of the actual podcast, but when we were getting all set up, because I had no idea what Gego looked like, and he turns his cam on and he's just got like shampoo and conditioner model hair. I'm like, who is this guy? Is this like a stand-in? Like what's happening? But it's the real guy. He's a good looking guy. When we went live, like all of the girls in the Twitch chat were like, "Ooh, who's that? Oh my gosh, who's
True.
that?" Like, but hey, I mean, good for him. So, yeah. So there are a lot more like fun, unexpected parts to the podcast. But now, why don't you give us an overview about what people can expect to come out of this?
Sure. So you guys in this podcast are going to finally see who is hiding behind the nickname Gego. You're gonna see him. You're gonna learn more about him. We're gonna talk also about our general thoughts on season 12. all the new stuff that were brought with this new season. And also we had quite a conversation around whether or not Kefir does listen to the community. So let's just hear that.
All right, and thank you again. You do so much work to make this podcast happen, and I appreciate you so much. The screenshots, compiling some questions and everything. You're amazing. Thank you so freaking much. And I guess with all of that, let's get into this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the last cast on Earth. I am the Ruckus, being joined as always by my lovely co-host Nabu, and today we have a very, very, very special guest by the name of Ghego. Ghego, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good, thank you.
So Ghego helps me out on the Discord when I submit things to Kefir and make mistakes, which is all the time. So Ghego, on Discord,
not all the time.
you are labeled as an ambassador coordinator, a speedrun coordinator, and a global moderator. So the question is, what exactly do you do for the Last Day on Earth community?
Well, we don't do much more than what everyone does. We just help. We just help a bit differently in chats, so in case someone's not following the rules or basically being an asshole, we're usually there because we have fun helping people, we have fun talking to people, we have fun being there in chats with everyone. So someone's usually there, otherwise we just hop in, take care of the guy, and keep on chatting.
Awesome.
That's mainly the moderator role. It's not much more than everyone else. It's just this little moderating part, which we don't focus on. We don't like to focus on that one.
Yeah.
Instead, the ambassador coordinator is pretty much different. Because as you know, ambassadors take feedback from players so that Kefir can actually improve some of these feedbacks in game, and that helps with the development as well.
Yeah, and that's exactly
yeah,
why we wanted to have you on, because you are getting a lot of the feedback, and given what our topic is today is does Kefir listen to the community? So you are the absolute perfect person to have join us.
Yeah.
So let's get to know you a little bit. So besides games from Kefir, are there any other games that you like to play?
Oh yeah. I usually don't play mobile games. I prefer either console or PC. Although I have to buy a new PC. I have an old one which doesn't work, so I'm looking forward to that. So for the meantime, I'm usually playing either Apex or Call of Duty, and sometimes, very rarely, FIFA. But just because my brother bought it, I didn't. I'm just taking it from him. Okay, I'm playing some matches.
Yeah. I think what's the joke about FIFA is that like every FIFA game is the same.
Yeah, that's why I stopped buying it lots of years ago.
Yeah. All right. And so outside of gaming, like who is Ghego? Like, what do you like to do?
Oh, well, I don't know where to start. I'm a 21-year-old guy from Naples. I work as a real estate agent. I just started this year, so 2 or 3 months ago. It's going pretty well, I gotta say.
Awesome.
And I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. Other than that, I used to get out more with friends. Now COVID has stopped that a little. And I don't know, play various sports like football, swimming, and this kind of stuff. I usually keep myself busy with hobbies.
Awesome. All right. Now, all right, let's get into the topic. So what we're going to be talking about today, we are going to be talking about the current season that we're in the middle of right now. I think we're about 3 hours away from week 2. So everybody that is watching this or listening to this live, we are about 3 hours away from week 2 in season 12, and then we're going to talk. And this is something that's been going on, at least in my chat. Nabu, I don't know about yours, but does Kefir actually listen to the community when we say things? When we, when we're like, we don't like this, or we do like this, or we want this, we don't want that. So
yeah, people do talk about it a lot.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be covering today. So we're going to start off with Nabu is going to lead some conversation about season 12.
Yeah, so just to begin, like about general thoughts on because there are several new things on these seasons. Ghego, what would you say if you have like to share general thoughts on the delivery system in general for this season? Because it's all about delivering packages, goods.
Okay, yeah. I think it's a pretty good new thing to the game. Also, because they said that some things are staying for permanent content instead of just temporary stuff, which is what people have been asking for a while. So that's definitely a good improvement. And I haven't played a lot of the new season this week. I'm hoping that I'll be able to play it a little bit more, like in week 2 and week 3. Because it seems pretty good. It seems very different from what we've seen before, and I'm pretty interested in it. Even though I'm not a big fan of single player, I'm really interested, looking forward to play this season and delivery packages systems.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. It's pretty good season. It's pretty good system too. Ruckus, what do you think on your side about all the thing, the contracts, the crafting bench, the packaging store with Franklin, all of that?
Yeah, this season overall, if you look just specifically at the single player content, it blows season 10 out of the water. I was not a big fan of season 10. It was very repetitive and it got boring really fast. With season 12, you don't get that. It's encouraging you to go out and grind in zones, get these resources and the Genesis points, and then you use those resources to to unlock things, and then you craft the packages together. It's very diverse, and you're not just doing the same thing over and over again for the season. By having Genesis points everywhere, you can do whatever you want, however you want to collect Genesis points. If you want to farm green zones for an hour to get, 2 points at a time or whatever, you can do that. Or if you're like me and you want to waste a bunch of guns in Bravo and get hundreds of points, you can do that as well. So it's diverse, it's fun. There's a little bit of the RNG stuff with the delivery, so of course Kefir has to give us a little bit of the RNG. But it's fantastic. I give it a 9. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. I think it's very diverse too. You're talking, Ruckus, about the Genesis coupon system. What would be your advice on the best way to spend the Genesis coupons? Because we saw that there are many ways to spend it on packaging, on the contracts with the insurance, and also with the unlocking of more space for the deliveries. How do you spend it? Did you find the best way to spend?
So I have a I'm not gonna call it a trick, but I have a some strategery that I do in Bunker Bravo. I clear all the way to a boss and then accidentally die, and then restart the floor, and then clear all the way to the boss, and then accidentally die, and then restart the floor. So if you can do that, if you have the resources to do that, you can essentially get as many Genesis points as you have guns and armor and things. So the first thing that I would say to spend them on is unlocking the additional slots, because that's really going to help you progress your season pass and your and the reputation. If you're able to have those 4 extra, packages that you can deliver, and then from there it's just only spend points on the packages that you're going to use. Like, don't buy a bunch of packages and then just have them sitting around. Only buy what you need, and always go with insurance so you can get like some extra stuff. I got an ATV transition, a landmine, and something else. I don't remember, like a flare gun, I think, on one run. Like, that's
Oh my god.
that was one delivery. It was
That's
it was
insane.
it was oh my gosh, yeah, somebody clipped it. But it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, I say always roll the dice, but go with insurance so you don't lose out on any potential progress.
Okay, good advice. Okay, so Gego, I know you hadn't really had the opportunity to play along, so I'm guessing you don't really have a strategy on that, or do you?
No, I don't have
Okay.
it yet. I'm still
Yeah.
yet to find. But
So-
I really like the fact that they put this kind of pay-to-win items as free-to-play, such as the ATV transmission and many more. So it's way easier and more fair to the rest of the players.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a good bonus. Yeah. You wanted to add something, Ruckus?
Oh no, sorry. I was just agreeing.
Okay.
I was just agreeing with what Ghego said. I was like, yeah, man, they did do that, didn't they?
Yeah. Okay. So Ruckus, there are also the missing person investigation.
Yes.
What are your general thoughts about it? What do you think it brings to the story? What do you think about the way it works, the mechanics of it?
Yeah, so that's it was a little confusing at first. Cuz I wasn't quite understanding how you're gaining, I don't know if you call it reputation, or how you were progressing with the missing persons thing. But then, like, after I figured it out, like with doing the deliveries and then finding Citizen K's papers, like that's when I started to figure it out. So I guess I kind of wish I would have, it would have been a little more clear, like in the release notes, like after you update and it's like, here's this. But so like there wasn't really any clear instruction, but it was kind of easy to figure out once you get going. But yeah, and my only complaint about the missing persons is that you don't get to, like, the chat boxes that pop up. Like, I love a good story, but those chat boxes disappear before I'm able to read. I don't know if I'm just a slow reader or what.
No, me too.
But yeah, like these, like the chat boxes like disappear. So like I'm missing out on the story aspect, and like,
Yeah.
and I want that, I wish like what they say would like go into the chat, like where your clan chat is, or the local chat, and your whispers. I wish that would go, like what the NPCs are saying would go there, so it stays there, or at least have the boxes up longer. So that's my only critique. But everything else, yeah, after I learned how the mechanics worked, I think it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really cool that you have different kind of packages. Sometimes
the
it's
other thing.
melee, sometimes it affects your health, and it brings you to new locations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's really cool. It adds a lot to the gameplay. Gecko,
Mhm.
do you have like an opinion on that specific part of the season?
Not really, because I haven't gotten to that part yet. I just stopped to
Yeah.
the basic. I
Okay, so you
have a
will
general,
discover.
yeah, I have a general knowledge of the season at the moment. I will be trying to catch up on everything like in a few days, as
Yeah,
soon as
you will.
everything chills a little, because it's been a pretty busy week.
Yeah, I understand.
Usually I just log on to check the daily story in Sector 7, grab a few items, and
Yeah.
back off.
Now, but what you were saying about the packages, though, yeah, like that was fun. That like each package, like essentially gave you like some kind of a weird debuff. Like I think the first one was heavy and it made you walk slow. Yeah, one gave
Yeah.
you stink, one made you like take damage. Uh, I learned I learned very quickly that you could just put the package like on your bike and then just like clear. Yeah, the sneezing one. Um, yeah, you just put the package on your bike and clear everything that you need, and then go back and get the package and take it to, whomever, Citizen K or whoever it might be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like an essential tip to know, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, but I think it's cool. It's cool. It's a way to progress in the story, and it adds like diversity into the season.
yep.
And talking about the season in general, Ruckus, what do you think of this of the difficulty of this season? Do you think it's too easy, too hard? Do you think it's well balanced? What would you say about it?
It's so it's easy, but it's fun easy. It's not easy like season 10 where, I can select the hardest difficulty and go to catch like this boss zombie and I can go and like just like take it down with a machete and like a few heals. Like and that's so it's like that was easy and boring. Whereas season 12 is easy but fun because there's different things that you're doing. There's a storyline involved. Um, so I would say yes, it's easy, but not in a bad way this time, like we saw in season 10.
Yeah, I think it's well balanced to me
That's fair.
because if you want it to be hard, you can go to the festival like naked with just some food to heal and a machete and try to
Yeah.
you can make it hard if you wanna or
Sure.
you can go with a full sweat armor and some AK-47 and just go in there.
Yeah, you go
so
ham.
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess it's well balanced. I really like the balance of the difficulty of this season. I agree.
Yeah, it's more grindy. You have to grind
That's
more.
true.
Even if it's easier, you have to still put some effort in the game.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's what somebody in the chat mentioned that as well, that it is grindy and that's kind of the nature of the beast when it comes to this game is
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're not gonna. I get people that would come to my stream and they'll be like, how do you get the chopper? And I'm like, oh, you got to get all these parts, like, and they're like, well, I've been playing all day. I just downloaded the game. I've been playing all day and I don't have the chopper yet. I'm like, well, that's you probably not going to. Like that's not a realistic thing. So like that is the game. And so that, and we're seeing that in the season as well, that you can't do anything without, a lot of Genesis points, and Genesis points don't come easy. I mean, I think the best way to get them is from doing Bravo. Not everybody has the luxury of being able to do this, a floor and then reset it and then do a floor and reset it. So people are doing like you can do alpha, but that's limited. You can only clear, if you count hard mode, 6 floors every 3 days, I think. And then so people are limited. So then you gotta go to red zones, go to PD, because the waves. That's the thing. The waves on the police station don't give you Genesis points, and I feel like we're being robbed. Like that is a tragedy that PD waves don't give you Genesis points. Oh man,
I disagree.
what?
I disagree.
What?
Yeah, I disagree. Yeah,
do you mean?
of course. It would be so easy for like long-time players with a lot of stuff to have so many coupons, Genesis coupons. I think it's pretty fair that you can't get some from the police station Vegas.
It
But
could be a little bit more balanced. Like every thought waves, you get some coupons. Like every 5 waves, you get some amount of coupons, or every 10 waves. It could be a little bit better.
Okay, and in between, why not?
or at least if that's the argument, then at least like nerf the amount of points that you get. Because to be fair, like to kill that many zombies, you're gonna start using grenades or an MLG or a shotgun with spread shot or something to do some AoE damage. So you're using a lot of resources. But if the argument is you're gonna get points too fast, and they've changed the amount of points for like toxic spitters and things in alpha that are there. Those points are different than if you run into them in like a yellow or a red zone. So somewhere they can manipulate the amount of points a zombie gives you based on the location you're in. So then why not just nerf the waves to be like, all right, like you're gonna get 4 for each zombie, or something. But I just feel like it's a tragedy. I feel so strongly about that. So
I hear you. Yeah, maybe. Going back to the season, in general, Ghego, did you had any expectation about the festival or the spooky farm before it went out? How did you picture it? Did you had any ideas about how it?
I thought of the festival as the one we had in the audio anniversary season.
Me
Kinda
too.
Kind of with all the concert and fair and the games. I was kind of expecting something like that. Didn't know really about the spooky farm. I had no idea on that one.
yeah, I was right there with you. I was like, oh, that would be so cool if they took that festival and recycled it, and it was like the zombies took it over, and like, I like that's what in my mind I was like, that would be so easy because like the base concept for it is already there. You just make it look like it got overrun by zombies, and so man, I was like, that's gonna be so cool, and they didn't do it. I was like, that's a layup for you right there. Just take that. So yeah, so I was disappointed that it wasn't that, but I mean, with what they did with the zone, it was okay. Like it's not. It's a little. Sometimes it's zombies. Sometimes it's raiders. I don't know. Like it's. I think they missed an opportunity. That's all.
Yeah. I was a bit disappointed by this zone. Graphically, I mean, the difficulty is okay, is all right.
Yeah.
You can get the radio for your for your base, so that's really interesting.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because when there was the festival for the anniversary season, I was like, oh damn, that would be so cool to be able to have music in your base, and poof, they did it. So great idea. But I think that graphically I was expecting something like, kind of a real festival with a stage and all, but like all broken and zombie infested, and something a bit spooky. It looks like more like some place like where people would throw broken stuff, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed, but it's good though. And about the farm, I love the atmosphere. I love the graphics.
Yeah.
I love the idea of being able to complete rituals and stuff. But I think maybe it could have been harder. But I don't know. I just guess it's all about balancing between the difficulty of the festival and the difficulty of the spooky farm. I don't know.
Yeah. And then talking about recycling zones, Manizu brings up a good point that they did recycle the Genesis lab. You have you have an escort quest with Citizen K, and you go back through that. So that is something that they have done in the past, but man, I just feel like they missed that one.
Yeah, me too. Okay, and so if we focus more on the season pass, Ruckus, what do you think about the rewards, the free to play rewards, the premium rewards, and the investigations part of the season pass? What do you think?
Yeah, I like most of the new skins. Let me pull it up real quick and scroll through some. So yeah, so the bat backpack skin was kind of hard to get from. I think that's the one you get from the purple coupons.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was the hardest one for me to get. But the I think the cargo backpack, like that one is so good. I think that one looks it's so unique. Yeah, so I definitely like that one. As far as the free rewards, I mean, you're seeing a lot of, like better free rewards, I think. And that's something that we're gonna cover more later. But the fact that they're opening up more things to people that don't invest into the game, like I respect that. You do have to make sure the people that are investing into this game are getting some kind of an advantage. So if I'm buying a premium pass, what does it mean? If it doesn't mean anything, why should I buy it then? So yeah, so you do have to make sure there is a distinction, but I think they did a great job balancing that and giving people that don't put money into the game, like, still make it enjoyable for them. So yeah, so outside of the skins though, like, nothing really stands out. There's a tactical backpack that I believe was free at level 7.
I don't remember having a free backpack.
Maybe
in
it
this.
wasn't.
No.
Okay, I'm a liar. Don't listen to me. But
Okay.
No.
That's usually
I might be wrong, but I think I checked that there was no tactical backpack in the free-to-play version of the season pass.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
they used to do that like in the past seasons.
Yeah,
that
I
was
was surprised.
yeah, that was always like a big thing on, like,
Yeah.
is there a free tactical backpack, in the season pass? And anytime there wasn't, my community let me know about it. So I mean, I think each season pass you should get one freebie, and then, if you go to a red zone with it and stop paying attention and get murdered by the big one, and then you lost it, and that, that's just how it works. But yeah, I don't know. That's just like, that's always something that I have felt, that players, you get one freebie, and then if you lose it, then you gotta figure something else out.
Yeah. Did you have time to have a quick look on the season pass, Ghego?
Oh yeah. I did. And I really like this type of season pass. I wasn't a fan of those ones before. So the one with daily tasks and weekly tasks and everything that just stopped at 40. And I love this type of season pass that goes on and you can just keep grinding, and as much as you grind, you get more stuff. And that's basically what this game is for. You grind more, you get more.
Yeah.
So that's just the perfect way of doing a season pass. Even the free-to-play rewards and pay-to-play are pretty balanced.
You didn't like the daily tasks and weekly tasks, or the rewards from doing those?
I didn't like that you had to basically complete almost all of the daily tasks to get to the max level, and then it just stopped there. You should be able to use some more grinding to get more, not to just get to the max.
That's fair. I will say about like having like, go do these specific things. It did, like, it gave you something to do, but it kind of felt like Kefir was reaching for some stuff. It was like, kill 3 raiders with a pickaxe. Like, what? Really? Really? Come on, man. Come on, what is that? But yeah, so I appreciated, like, all right, like, what are we gonna do today? Like, we got new weekly tasks, we got new daily tasks. It was fun, like, from a content creator standpoint. It's like, I know, like, we're going to go do these things on stream. Like, we have these things to do. We have this much time to do it in. But at the same time, like, I see what you're saying about, you have to do everything. Well, not everything, but you have to do pretty much everything as far as daily tasks and weekly tasks to get to the maximum level. Whereas this system, it's like, if you do it twice as much as anybody else, you're going to get twice as much rewards. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I agree with you, Ruckus, on the daily task. It was cool from a streamer point of view.
Right.
But I think that the new system they put in the season pass also is an answer to a lot of people saying, like, oh my god, in like 4 days I already finished completely the season pass.
Yeah.
Now they can grind until the season is over and keep winning new rewards. So that's really cool, and that shows, I think, that Kefir listens to the community.
Hey, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Yeah, goofball.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we talked about a bit of everything about the season that was happening. Ruckus, what would you say you understood about the storyline, the underlying story of this season, about the mysterious K character? What did you understood from all of this?
Next to nothing, because I missed a lot of the chat. So at first, I thought this K guy was bad, and like he was gonna like turn on us eventually. But then it seemed, like we're helping him. But then like he was burying like his twin brother or something, and I'm like, wait, well, how good can this guy be if he just like killed? Like this guy that, this other NPC that looks at, I think it was Citizen J is what he called him. I think I caught that part. But yeah, so like now, like from what I understand, it seems like he's good, and like we're looking for, or he was looking for something. I really don't know a lot of the story. I don't know if anybody in the chat wants to fill me in on what they know. I don't know. What do you?
There's Grimbliss saying Kay knows some inside story about Genesis Corp, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. What about you, Ghego? Do you have any idea of what is happening?
I don't know. I don't really know what's happening. I'm just gonna catch up very soon, and
Don't worry. I'm
Hopefully I
playing,
don't.
but I don't understand anything.
Right, and that's
Hopefully I'm not missing out on a lot. I just understood that I'll have to screenshot the notes that we get so that I can read them back.
yeah, right. Like there needs to be a log of that, and like when
Yeah.
the NPCs talk, there needs to be a log of that too.
Yeah. I just screen record and just take screenshots of everything so that I can read it later like a bedtime story.
And solves
man.
the mystery.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe we're gonna have more informations on week 2, week 3. Ghego, what do you think we could expect for those next weeks of the season?
I don't have much. I don't know much about what we're gonna expect. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the story develops.
Yeah. Do you have any idea, Ruckus?
I mean, so I think we know at least part of it is going to be that we're joining the couriers, or we're going to be the couriers for some packages. So I don't know if that's going to be week 2 or week 3. I mean, we'll find out in a few hours. But so that is coming as part of the season. As far as storyline goes, I hope to be able to actually read what happens in the story. But yeah, it's I hope we figure out, you know, like more about like his story and what he's trying to do, and figure out if he's good or bad. I don't know. I feel like he's good, right? But like he does bad, a good guy that does bad things. I guess it's a post-apocalypse, you know, so
Yeah.
so you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you never know until the end.
Yeah.
If I had to take a wild guess
There we go.
and try to connect with the previous seasons, yeah, I'm hoping too much. I don't know, but I think like Kefir might have a bigger picture that we don't know of yet. And if I let my imagination go wild, I would say maybe on week 3 we discovered that this season in Citizen K and Genesis, they have some kind of a connection with the season of the scientific research we did on zombies when we were catching them for scientists and making experiments on that. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, this will come all together, not maybe in this season, but maybe on the next one. But I don't know. I think there might be connections.
That was what, but before we got the concept art of the package delivery system. If you remember, was it last episode?
Yeah.
We were talking about that was kind of my hopeful, like this would be great if they build on that story from the scientists, and because you did see, you know, like the Genesis logos on the packages. And then we were raiding this Genesis compound, you know, for supplies and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's, you know, the story's coming together. It doesn't seem like it yet, but you might be right that is coming in the later in the later weeks. So, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So are we ready? Are we ready to get into it now?
Let's get into
all right.
it.
Ghego, things are going to get a lot more difficult for you now.
All right.
So the big question, the big topic is, does Kefir listen to the community? And this is where your expertise comes in handy as the coordinator of the ambassadors. We actually, Marissa's in the chat right now. Marissa, yeah, of course, it's your big bright green name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as an as somebody that coordinates things, like this is one of the reasons why you're just the perfect person to have on. That's coordinating and managing, getting the feedback. So the first thing that I want to, or the first section of this that we're gonna get into, are you familiar with the LDOE subreddit?
Yeah, I've actually checked that every once in a while. I don't see it always. I just go there, not too often.
Yeah,
I usually stay on Discord. I'm already
there's
busy on Discord, so I usually stay there.
I meant to have a picture. I guess I did forget to take a screenshot of that one. But the subreddit for last day is just awful. It's just like the most toxic environment. Like people, they have a very savage name for Kefir. They take the KEF and then instead of IR, they end it in UK,
Okay.
which is, yeah. So I won't say what it is, but yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just so toxic, and you don't see that in the other communities. But
Yeah.
as somebody that is looking for feedback to take to the development team, when you see stuff like that, how do you think if you took, oh yeah, well this guy said F you and give us carbon composite back, how are developers going to respond to something like that?
Well, yeah, Reddit is pretty toxic. Instead, Facebook is the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, they're just mostly kind and kindly. They understand what's going on. Discord is a good way in between, so people just say what they want, but they say it nicely. So it's not. Discord is usually the best way to get feedback, but we ask our ambassadors to get it from basically everywhere. So also Facebook, Reddit as well, YouTube videos, Twitch streams, everything.
Wow.
Every kind of feedback is very welcome to be presented then to the developers, because they want not only quality of feedbacks, but they want it from different platforms. They want big numbers so that they know that everyone wants this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
The hard part with feedback is that not everything that is asked, of course, can be added.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when the Ions beans were removed for the game for copyright things, there was basically a riot.
Oh my god.
Everyone just starts spamming beans. We want beans back.
Oh my god.
And that's an example of why people sometimes take bad stuff that gets taken out of the game for some reasons.
Yeah.
But that helps as well. So, for example, with the food healing, they just bring it back. They just brought the instant healing back. So that was a hot topic for a lot of time. And basically, not only ambassadors, but I think devs themselves saw that as a topic, hot topic in chats. Like when they lurk.
Yeah, and we will get more into that in a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to just looking at like all the different channels, because there's Reddit, that's pretty toxic. Facebook is fantastic. I don't know if Sam's here, but Sam was at one point, and maybe he still is, like the main person on the LDOE community page on Facebook. And then you have YouTube. Like there is an official YouTube. Didn't it just get like 100,000 subscribers or something. I think they just got like their YouTube plaque.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. So
I think they did. They got
yes.
some high numbers.
Yeah. So there are like all of these, you know, different avenues, and Discord especially. So let's say that I'm a or that somebody, you know, they start playing the game and they're like, "Hey, I have an idea." And you know, so they go into the Discord with an idea. How does somebody get the attention of an ambassador like Marissa or somebody to get their idea pushed up through the grapevine to the developers?
Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna say that we have really great, awesome ambassadors. It's rare that they're not in chat. I always see at least one or two of them in basically every chat possible.
Wow.
Other than that, we also have a suggestion command so that people can make suggestions in a very ordinary way. So we have a format for everything, and we go back and check always these suggestions and how many people agree with them, how many people disagree with them. And sometimes there is a counter suggestion saying that no, I don't like this, I prefer this instead. And so we count that in as well. And basically that's how we collect a lot of feedback as well.
Awesome. I didn't realize it was so standardized. And man, you guys are organized over here.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah.
So yes.
So we're also trying to make, especially with Marissa lately, we're trying to make polls. We just pin them somewhere. We have a channel now. It's called polls, and we just post a format that usually Marissa makes, and the last time she made it with Gonzo. And they can just go there, open this Google document, and just add everything they want. Then every vote counts, and all the feedback gets compacted and gets used for all kinds of ambassador feedbacks that we're getting. So it's actually a great way also that everything that can get many numbers is a great way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I had no idea that it was so standardized and organized that, you know, that enemy and it's good from a player standpoint too, that I can come with an idea and, you know, and then like boom, like here it is. The whole community gets to see my idea and basically like judge it, you know, if people like it, you know, then it'll you know, go up. And of course that is to say that not every idea, even if the community likes it, is going to go into the game for one reason or another. You know, whether it's, you know, like if it's something that would like absolutely just like break the game economy or something, you know, but yeah.
Also, big ideas usually don't get past the suggestion phase, such as add a new boss, add the police bike, add the, I don't know, that wasn't game, but add the helicopter, stuff like that usually don't pass the suggestion phase. It's usually small changes that can actually profit both the players and the developers that make it to the game.
Yeah. Just one sec. Marissa's trying to. Marissa, can you send that to Michaela or Mandabear? Or not Mandabear, Manders. Just trying to get a link posted about what you were just talking about for the people that are live here on Twitch. Yeah, they won't be able to click it. Okay. Anywho, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, Ghego.
Oh, I was pretty much done.
Okay.
I think. So basically, those small changes, such as the food healing system, those are gonna be implemented in game. If they can generate a similar profit to players and developers. So like saying, put the ATV transmission in green zones, that's never gonna happen, because that's just gonna break
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
But instead saying, put the ATV transmission as a rare drop in Genesis packs, that's probably gonna happen as well in the future. Who knows?
Okay. So let's. So we started to talk about the food healing change. So let's dive a little bit more into that. So I will say that I had no problem with with what they were doing with the food healing. From what I understood, they were trying to, when they made the first change to make it like a heal over time, they were doing it so it would sync up with with multiplayer, because food there is a heal over time. And I was like, you know what? That's fine, because bandages aren't that hard to get and to come by, you know? Like, you get some cloth, make it into a bandage, boom. And like, so I'm like, all right, so that's because if I eat a carrot, I'm not gonna heal a wound immediately. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking, like, in my mind. So I'm like, I'm good with that. But now it's like, they changed it back, and a lot of people like it. They're like, yes, I get my carrots back, and it was a good thing. I think, or I worry that it maybe sets a bad precedent for, like, if we complain about something enough, Kefir will do what we say. So let's keep complaining about things. And maybe I spend too much time on Reddit. I don't know. That's probably my fault. So Nabu, what are your thoughts about, you know, how the food healing process has changed from, it was, you know, like, you get instant healed, then it was changed to a heal over time. Now it's back to instant heal, but it's a little bit nerfed now. You don't get healed as much now. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess it's fair because they did want to try something else, and they saw that the community wasn't really fond of that new idea. So they couldn't, like, of course, go back to the exact same way it used to be. So the fact that it was nerfed, it doesn't seem that unfair, but it's good because it shows that they are listening to us, and it shouldn't mean that we should keep complaining and never saying, like, okay, that's cool, thank you
Yeah.
for hearing us. We should show them that we see that they are listening, and that's a good point. Because if we are always, like, complaining and never satisfied, I don't know, it can be a demotivator or some kind. It's a human, you know. You have to hear good stuff too sometimes.
Yeah. No, the only reason I say that is because I think it was when that got posted onto the subreddit, like, the top most upvoted comment was, why don't we have carbon composite in PD? And I'm like, bro, like, what?
Come
like,
on.
why can't you just be happy?
Enjoy.
Like, they're doing this because you and people like-minded like you said, we want this, and you get it, and you don't even, without missing a beat, you're like, oh, on to the next thing. Like, come on. So yeah, so it's just frustrating. But yeah, Ghego, what's your thought about, like, the whole arc of the evolution of food healing from instant to heal over time to instant but nerfed?
Okay, I really like the nerf food healing, so the healing over time, because it actually prepares you to Sector 7.
Mm-hmm.
And since the level to access Sector 7 has dropped from 150 to 15, that's a little bit of help in getting started with everything. I think it was pretty good with the not instant healing, but many people didn't. So
Yeah.
I think that Kefir did the right thing listening to the community. With this kind of small things they're testing, they should keep testing it this way. So if it's not a massive change, they can do it, see the community's reaction, and if they don't like it, they just bring it back. If they like it, they keep going on their idea.
Right.
I think it's a good way to actually test and get feedback on the game, so it actually makes it better or worse.
Yeah. I can see that definitely.
The only thing I don't like is how people think that complaining helps in the development.
Yeah.
It's very much better having a precise critique, and as a critique, I mean just judging what you have in game and not saying, "Oh, fuck these people! They just hate how it works, so they're just gonna ruin it for everyone." No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Don't say that. Just be respectful to everyone, to the devs themselves, because they're putting work on it.
Yeah, and that little nickname that they have on Reddit, like that, I'm like, man, like, how do you think like the devs are gonna respond to that? And if you hate it so much, why are you here? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? I don't know. All right, so let's transition a little bit and talk about the other, or at least one of the other big things that we're, I guess, going to see. Like, we're still in the middle of the season now, and something that everybody in every community, every stream I go to, it comes up at least once, that people want to see some permanent content. I think the last update that we got that gave us permanent content was multiplayer, and love it. Like, absolutely love what's happening in multiplayer. I am excited to see where that's going in the future. So according to some posts that are going around, season 12 content will be permanent. I don't think we know in what regard yet, but that's that's maybe something that we could talk about. So yeah, we have to keep in mind that we haven't seen all of the season yet, because we're just about to start week 2 in a couple hours. But what do you think, Ghego, is going to be like the permanent, like the part that stays, or the parts that stay?
I'm really hoping that they're keeping the delivery system with this kind of stuff. Maybe add some permanent location where you can deliver different things, have different missions to do, or actually reuse it during different seasons. So it's permanent, but as well it's the same temporary thing. Made it. Although people do think we know a lot more, we don't. We know just the same as everyone. So these are just hopes. Actually, I know less because I've played less this season.
I was trying to get the inside scoop, man. Come on. So this is maybe something we can discuss then, because I was thinking about, if the delivery system is permanent, then that means the Genesis points will be permanent. And that means these additional items that got introduced into this season will be permanent. And
who knows?
And like that's a lot, but also, like, big picture, as somebody that is starting to play the game for the first time, and like I'm learning, you're learning the controls, I get resources at a green zone. Oh, by the way, what's this delivery thing? Like, what's going to be somebody's incentive to do deliveries? That if it's not, if how are they going to benefit from it when there's no season pass and no like person to get information about?
Yeah, that's a big thing. They have to. I think the thing they thought it through already, because if they're keeping that thing permanent, I'm pretty sure they have some type of different rewards, different people, packages, and missions to do. So basically, it could be very much related to the current permanent content. So bring this package to this guy in Bunker Alpha, but first you have to clear it completely. So I could see it working kind of like that.
Okay. Now, but what do you think about, like, it? Do you think that's the part that's going to be permanent, and how do you think it's going to play out?
I think it would be cool if it would be permanent. I don't think they gonna do it though. I don't know. I think it sounds too big. I'd rather expect less and in the end have more than have like huge expectations and be disappointed in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how this season is gonna be like the season of permanent content. I'm thinking about it for ever since you started the conversation, but I don't really see anything. No, it would be cool, but I don't think we could have that kind of system as we have in the Sector 7, where they kept the contracts and we still have a way to earn coupons for the Sector 7. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Would be good.
Okay.
Would be great.
Yeah, I hope we'll be surprised in a good way.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like, yes, it is permanent content, but I think when a lot of people are saying, like, let's get something permanent, they're thinking, like, somebody in the chat said something about tungsten and, like, titanium. and really, what I was really hoping for was some kind of alternative use to the ATV. Maybe it takes you to a new bunker or something, because grinding out how difficult Bunker Bravo is to build my ATV to just basically unlock new resource zones, it's kind of a letdown so far. Like, I'm sure something's coming, but it's just like,
when?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to get Ghego on, so he's our inside man.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Getting new big stuff like the ATV should unlock way different locations, other than make it kind of repetitive, which is because we're doing basically the same thing that we did with oak zones.
Yeah.
So we unlocked north zones and we got the oak and brought it back to base to upgrade. And now we're getting into the swamp zones and we're bringing back the the ash slugs to upgrade.
Yeah, to upgrade the racks. Yeah.
So I'm hoping as well for a different location, a harder location, with new types of zombies.
Yes.
Weapons, resources.
Yes. Give us something difficult. That's yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's transition on to another thing that it comes up a lot, and we saw a little bit of a shift this season, and that's pay to play versus free to play. That's one of the biggest that's one of the biggest complaints, especially if you look at what was it, season 11? When did tournaments start? I think that might have been season 9.
Oh, season 9.
When people were using ready meals on tournaments, it was so, like, everybody was complaining about, like, oh, like they're hacking, they're doing, like all of this stuff. and people are getting like tens of thousands of points unnecessarily using like you need like a couple thousand to win. Like second place has like 1,500, first place has 50,000, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they did, and I really like this. We talked about this on the last one, or on the last podcast, was they introduced in season 11 different tiers for tournaments. So if you're somebody that uses ready meals, you get placed separately. Like if you're winning every time, you're going to be gold. If you win, sometimes you'll be silver. If it's your first one, or if you're not winning, you're going to stay in the bronze. So do you think, Nabu, that Kefir made this change with the tournaments back in season 11 because of like people complaining or people submitting feedback to the community, or do you think that was like an organic thing? They're like, hey, this would be a good idea.
No, I'm pretty sure they made this change because they heard the players' complaints about it, and I think it's a good system.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, can I share a thought about the whole debate in general with free to play players and pay to win players?
Bring it on.
First of all, guys, I think you cannot call pay to win if it's in the solo mode, because it's not about winning, it's just about going faster. But in the end, everybody gets at the same point. It just depends on how fast. Second of all, Kefir is in company, so if you are being like honest, and if you are being not really hypocrites, they have to make money. They have to earn money in order to pay developers so they can make the game evolve. So yeah, they are offering like content that you have to pay for. They are offering ways to go faster, to get the ATV, the chopper and stuff. But that's normal. That's a business. I'm losing my words because I'm being passionate. But
Let's go.
my point that it's a company, so it's okay to have ways to make money. And I don't think that, at least in the solo mode, I don't think that being able to use rations during tournaments and all is really affecting the other players. So I don't think we can use the term pay to win. It's more like pay to go faster. But it's longer to say. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
And that's very, very well said. Yeah, I agree with all of that. So we have a poll that's up right now for the people that are live on Twitch. Do you think Kefir listens to the community? There's a few minutes if you want to vote on that. Make sure you go check that out. So with that, actually the next point, Nabu, like kind of plays into exactly what you were saying. So keeping in mind that Kefir does need to be profitable, how can Kefir be better at balancing pay to play versus free to play, or pay to advance, or whatever you want to call it? So yeah, that Boo, since you're so passionate about this, why don't you take the lead on it?
I think they are not doing a bad job currently. I hear that people are still complaining about it. How could it be better at balancing? I don't know. I think the balance isn't like bad already.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Like, or are they good where they're at?
I think we can always do better. Maybe I don't know. Because with the tournaments and the ration system, there will
Mhm.
always be um, like an unbalanced thing between players that pay and those who doesn't.
Sure.
So maybe they could, I don't know, erase that the possibility to use rations during the tournaments. But I think it would be a bummer because I use it.
Yeah, right. And and they would lose so
I don't know.
much. They would lose so much. Like a lot of people just buy
Yeah,
ready meals specifically for the tournaments. I know I do.
of course, of course. I'm not being very objective on that matter because I buy rations. So, oh, come
Right?
on. Yeah, I think it's pretty well balanced because, as you said, like earlier in the podcast, when you pay for something in the game, you were talking about the season pass, but I think it applies to pretty much everything in the game. Uh, you have to see a difference. You have to know that the fact you put money gives you an advantage. Otherwise, what would you pay? I mean,
Exactly.
so I think that it's always going to be an issue for people that doesn't pay because it's kind of a jealousy thing because most of
That's
them
true.
are youngers,
Mhm.
teenagers or children, and so they don't have their own money to spend on it, and their
Right.
parents generally they don't want to give the credit card away to their
Yeah.
children,
Exactly.
and and
Oh
I think
man.
it's a good call
Somebody should take
because
my credit card away sometimes when I look at how much money I put in this game. I'm like, oh no.
yeah, so yeah, to me you can always do better, but there is nothing I could tell them that no advice I would have to give to them to do better because I think they're all already doing, I don't know, I guess the best as they can because their objective is also to satisfy as much as the free to play players and the pay to advance players or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right, Gego, let's get you in here. Do you think
Okay.
that Kefir, like, are they doing a good job at balancing the pay to play versus free to play aspects? And like, I'm thinking like specifically for let's say, let's throw out an example: getting the ATV for somebody
Mm.
that doesn't invest into the game. Is there like is it fair for them to get things like gas cylinders and transmissions, which mostly are coming just from caps, and I believe sometimes they're in like a pass or like a reputation reward,
Yeah.
versus if I put money into the game I deserve to have it faster. So like using that as an example, are they balancing it okay now, or what could they do to make it better?
Okay, so for the single player part, I think that it's really good balance. I think that if you pay, you have to get advanced faster. So maybe they should just put a free to play way to get all those kinds of stuff that are pay to play, except for example, skins, because those have to be usually uh, things you pay for. They're
Yeah.
collectibles. They don't give you an advantage in game, so why not? I'm
Yeah.
totally fine with making money out of skins and
Oh yeah.
for backpacks, choppers, and everything. Uh, well, for the transmissions, there could be an easier way to get them,
Oh
since
gosh.
caps are still hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's still difficult to get them. I think I spent like 15,000 caps to get my 4 or 5 missing transmissions.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. Uh, so I think that for the single player part is pretty well handled. I'd, I would just do it differently for the multiplayer part. So, for example, the ready meals and those kind of stuff. I heard you were gonna say something or?
Yeah, no, I was gonna agree,
Okay.
but I was gonna let you continue on because since you were switching, I agree 100% about the skins, um, like because that doesn't help you at all in the game. So like it's purely just to make you look good. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so pay for that. You gotta buy that. I 100% agree. Like because as
Hmm.
a as somebody that doesn't put money into the game, like how dare you complain about not getting skins? How dare you? But no, I'm curious though. What do you think could be better about the multiplayer balancing there?
Okay. For the multiplayer, I don't really use ready meals, so I just get the ones I got from the season pass. Like this last season pass, we got I think 30,
Hmm.
and use them every now and then. And they're useful. I like them. I like how they work even without the points. Even though the um, the economy around ready meals is mostly based on tournaments.
Right.
So since tournaments are still a big thing in the game, I think that to balance it a little bit, they should make it a smaller thing. So add more content to get coupons and to get those kind of stuff that you need to level up.
Yeah.
So make it still as it is, but less important. So these kind of ready meals are good. I think they buffed them too much the last season. For season 11, they just because Bucks Quarry gets like 500 points. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That
That's
was.
like that's
I
like a golden oozer and almost two golden oozers.
Yeah, I did notice that. That was and so the fact that you can also get air filters from them now. It's like, man, if I need resources or something, I'm starting a tournament and then I'm going to
Yeah.
I'll maybe for like the first like 10-15 minutes I'll actually go to Red Forest and look for the Golden Boys. But man, in those last few minutes I'm like, bauxite quarry,
Yeah.
like I got a couple of filters in my inbox and then it's in minimum 400 points. I think we ran the numbers and it averaged out around 450 points for
Mhm.
doing that. But it's yeah. Oh man, that was so
Yeah.
good.
And under of a ready meals point of view user, that's very, let's say, easy. An easy way to get points, to get items, and also coupons. Uh,
That's true.
and
Yeah,
it's good. It's good. If you pay, you should get more stuff. But
exactly.
it should be a pay to advance on the game way, not to advance on other players. So
Yeah,
if they put it in a different way to make it like clan related content uh, without payment stuff. So for example, a new location where just there are clan fights, but it doesn't matter if you pay or not pay. You
yeah,
just get the same chance as everyone. In that case, yeah, I'm totally fine. But if they make tournaments more important and leave ready meals as a way to win, and it's not gonna be so pleasant, especially for free to play players.
yeah. Oh man, I feel like in like every episode of this podcast for like the past like 4 to 5 episodes, Clan Wars has been said at least once. Like it's just that
Yeah, that's a hot topic.
I was like, well, we're not going to talk about Clan Wars on this episode. Wrong. Thanks, Ghego. All right, now, Boo, it's time. Hit us.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Diego, because the questions that I prepared are mostly about the season. So
Yeah.
get ready to be on fire. Okay. Ruckus,
Yes.
what is, according to you, the best season pass reward?
The basketball hoop.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Ghego, do you have an opinion on that?
Oh, I agree.
the basketball hoop.
Yeah?
I like
Let's
new
go.
decorations. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, love it. I freaking love it.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
love the basketball and the radio. I love
Yeah.
decorations for the home.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so good.
So cool. Okay, next question. Ghego, festival or spooky farm? Which one do you like best?
Mm. I'm not sure yet. I think I have to play more to decide. But at the moment, I really like the spooky farm.
Okay, Ruckus,
I like the system.
Spooky Farm, 100%. It's just cool. It's just cool. I like how it looks. I like how you interact with the zone. It's just great.
Yeah.
hoping, like in my wildest dreams, that maybe on week 2 or week 3 we can get to go inside the barn of the spooky farm.
Ooh.
Why not?
Okay.
Would be so cool.
Do another ritual there. Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Okay, Ruckus, what is the best thing ever of this season?
The radio, I think. I hope they do. I hope they do more with it. Like the only thing I don't like is that it plays like songs for like 5 seconds and then skips to the next one. I'm like, no, man. Like, just I want you to keep going. Like, that's my jam, you know. But yeah, I'd say the boombox is so unique and so unnecessary, but it's great. I love it.
What about
I love it as well.
Yeah.
I really love the radio as well. I
Yeah.
hope they
Yeah.
can put like the songs like the one in the concert in the anniversary, and make more of those songs.
Oh yeah.
And you choose your channel, your songs, and everything.
Would be so cool to be able to choose like a radio station and
Yeah.
would it be
Yes.
reggae music or rap music or metal music. It would be so cool.
And I wish they would like hold it like people in the like like back in the 80s when people would like carry a boombox on their shoulder.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would carry it like that. That'd be cool.
It would be the ultimate cool thing.
Yeah. Then bring it to Sector 7 like this.
There needs to be a Sector 7 boombox. Somehow it just needs to happen.
All right. What is Ruckus, according to you, the worst thing about this season?
The worst thing is the pumpkin bike skin. Somebody like I hate that the frame, how it's so wide at the front, and now I keep running into stuff like it's I hate it, man. It looks really cool. I'm not knocking the people that designed it. It looks fantastic, but I hate driving it.
I wish I could drive it. I opened like 24 packs and I just didn't get the pumpkin light. So I'm gonna say that the worst part is these still RNG packs. If you buy these kind of packs, you should be able to get them all the items for sure at one point, or at least not make it temporary. If you're gonna put skins that you have to buy out of RNG, don't make it temporary. Otherwise, if I, for example, can spend just a certain amount of money on the game in this season, and I don't get it, I would like to be able to get it in a further moment.
Yeah, I mean that's
True.
that is very frustrating. That you can, and this was something I think we talked about early in one of the very first seasons, or one of the very first episodes of the podcast, but. If I'm investing money into the game, I should be able to, like, guaranteed that it will benefit me in some way.
Yeah.
And my biggest example of this is the files with rare blueprints. Like, it is possible, I mean, because it has happened, that I can buy a 10-pack of files with rare blueprints and get all blueprints that I already have.
Yeah,
like
found it as well.
It has happened. I think there's like 2 mods specifically that I'm looking for. And
Which ones?
the handle for the Scar.
Mm.
And then I think there's one more for the Uzi. I don't remember, but so there's 2 specific ones that I want to get, and I can put, even if I just put like $10 in and roll those packs. Like, I'm not guaranteed to get anything that's gonna help me, and that is wrong.
Yeah,
So that's
I agree.
So that's building off of your point of I'm putting money in to have a chance of getting a skin that I want, and that's it's this the same thing. It's 2 sides to the same coin. That it's messed up that you can say, all right, I'm gonna buy things to be able to RNG this pack. Like, no, man, just give them the skins.
Yeah, exactly.
They already paid, man. But what else do you want from me?
That's true. For example, in the last season as well, there was a legendary mercenary pack, and some people got to like 60 extra levels, so 60 extra packs, and still didn't get all the skins, and that's a big bummer.
Yeah, like, it took me up to level 90, I think, to get everything on the last season.
Yeah, I think as well. I did like 35 extra levels to get everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on the flip side to that is some people are like, I don't know, I think it was Evie that said, yeah, like, I got all 3 rewards for this season in my first 5 boxes or first 6 boxes. I'm like, you're banned. Get out. I don't want to hear that.
For example, I got like my first 2 items in 1 pack.
What?
Then open 33 without getting anything at all.
Oh my god!
And that was actually better than this season, because this season you actually have to buy the packs to get the chance to get a skin.
Yeah. It's messed up, man.
Alrighty. Yeah, lots of frustration over there. I can get. So last question. Ruckus, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate this season?
Oh, it's a 9. Like, it's definitely a 9. Everything, like, there's so much different stuff to do, and you can attack it from any angle you want to grind out and get the Genesis points, and then you have the stuff that you're doing with Citizen K. You have the directing the couriers, telling them what to do, building the boxes or building the packages to ship. There's so much different stuff to do, and maybe I'm just scorned from season 10 when it was go catch zombies and then go catch zombies. But wait, hold on. Week 3 is really gonna blow you out of the water because we're gonna go catch some more freaking zombies. I'm like, what? Just give me anything different to do, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So with that in the back of my mind, this season there's so much stuff to do. And you could go at it from so many different ways. It's a 9. Like, yeah, I'd love it.
Okay. What about you, Ghego?
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree. Past seasons have been so much repetitive. Not only season 9, not only season 10, but also the ones before. Even season 8, 6, 7. They've been pretty much the same thing over and over. I like the first seasons. So, for example, season 1, season 2, the one with Barker, that had a whole story going on. Such as this one. So I really enjoy having a backstory and
Yes. Love a story.
hoping that it connects with other different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can do nothing else but agree with you two guys.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
so we're about to take some questions from Discord. So guys, if you haven't submitted any questions yet, let me do podcast. If you have questions that you want answered, make sure you put them there. And I guess we can start. Nabu, are you? I know you just did a segment. I apologize, but have you had time to check out and see if we got
Yeah.
any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, look at you go. Nabu putting in work. Let's go.
Okay, there is Kozle Charm asking if it could be possible that Kefir does something like you do something on the single player side and you get something on the multiplayer side, like
Hmm.
doing a connections between the two sides of the wall.
Well, that was a couple months ago. I had a bold prediction that hasn't come to fruition yet, but that there would be somewhere in the crater like a zone that you can clear it somehow, and it's like that's where you get titanium from, and there's no use for it in multiplayer, so that person ships it to the single player, and that's how they introduce titanium into the game with all of the stuff that they're doing in the crater now. I was like, that would be a cool way to introduce that. The only thing that we've seen, and maybe Ghego can correct me if I'm wrong, is the rewards from
Yeah.
doing the season pass. We saw it in 11 was split, but season 9 rewards, you did stuff in multiplayer, and all of that got sent to your single player.
Yeah. And I really like your idea.
Right?
And I hope, yeah, I really do. And I hope that it actually happens, but not the opposite. So you can bring stuff from multiplayer to single player, but not the opposite. Because
Yes.
it would just break the game.
It absolutely would.
I like the titanium part, though.
Right? I was proud.
Yeah.
I was proud of myself. I was like, this is a bold prediction, but
Nah, good idea.
Yeah.
all right, now, Boo, what else you got?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about clan wars earlier. There is Prestige Worldwide asking, could we have clan wars like raiding other districts? Could it be something like Kefir could do? What do you think?
I don't think we could raid other districts, but I really hope that we're gonna make some kind of base. More like the last seasons, not seasons, like the last Sector 7. So where you actually build the stuff, but there was a horde that destroyed it.
Yeah.
In this case, I hope that we get an actual base that we can work on, and then use it to do clan wars.
Interesting.
But I don't see it happening very soon, because
Yeah.
you know the lag it would cause.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's already
20,
difficult.
yeah, 20 people in the same area would just destroy the game,
Yeah.
the servers.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be
It'll happen, I think, but it'll take a lot of time.
Yeah, in a lot of back end upgrades, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still on Sector 7, there is David B asking if it would be possible to have a way to visit specific clans, like choose who you want to visit. Because it's talking about sister clans, and it says it's really hard to connect with those.
Well, not my clans because all of my clans are such high popularity. So we
Oh my god!
we don't have that
You-
problem.
Bragging.
We don't have that problem.
Flexing, yeah.
But no, we I think maybe we talked about this on the last episode. I don't really remember, but I think actually since then, so I'm glad this came up again because since then I talked to Vigilante about that a little bit, and the issue with being able to and I agree as much as I want it to happen. The issue with that is it can not break the economy, but it can have a big impact on the economy. If I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to like one clan, like one of my clans, if they have a bunch of wrenches, and then in our clan we have a bunch of USBs, then we can just
Yeah.
like go and I'm gonna sell you wrenches real cheap, and you're gonna sell me, or like I'll sell you USBs real cheap. So instead of benefiting the economy of the game, it's kind of hurting it. It's not breaking it, but it like he said that it would be enough of a shift to where people would be able to feel it, and there wouldn't be as much like red currency and as much people playing if you're able to say like I'm gonna go to you and do something for you, and then you come to me and do something for me. So
Yeah. Also, the fun of actually finding your clans online is actually what makes it worth. Having the possibility to go there every time wouldn't make it just a usual thing.
yeah, it wouldn't be exciting, man. I just the first time seeing people, the when the creator got introduced, the amount of people that were there and doing stuff. I saw like Malishi, I saw Sonoric. I'm seeing like all these streamers, and I'm like, this is you in the game, and it's me in the game, and we're right next to each other, and it was just the coolest thing. It was so awesome. So yeah, so you would lose that though if we did like we just go. I can go like straight to you every time. You would lose that. So I don't think, based on that conversation I had, and for the reasons we're talking about now, I don't think that's gonna happen. It would be cool if it did, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Bo.
Okay, well, I don't really see other questions that would be interesting to bring to the table. If you want to have a look to Ruckus.
Let's see. I think Manders was upset that you skipped her question. I didn't see what it was. Let's see. Oh, do you think we can utilize the lawn ornament truck? So, what was that? What was the rumor that was going to be the zombie truck eventually? Like you do the upgrades to it, and then I heard from somebody else that the zombie truck, they talked to a developer. I don't know if this is true or not. They talked to a developer and they said that the zombie truck was like nixed from the game. Like it's definitely not going to be in the game. I don't think that's true because we still have those items. Like when they shifted, what or like how to build the ATV, they trashed some of the items that were no longer a thing, like the gas tanks turned into trash, So if that was the case, then why wouldn't the saw blades, or I guess the saw blades are used for other things, but the wheels, why would those not just be trash? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the concept of what the truck was gonna be is please deleted from the game, but maybe they'll find a different way to use the truck and all these items.
Yeah, and yes, how right they did get rid of the radio tower stuff because they changed the multiplayer and how to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, Bo, we got anything else? Hold on.
Hmm. No, I would say we're good.
We just lost to Ghego.
Uh,
Oh wait, nope, we
yeah, I had
didn't.
to change.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, I had to change device. I said
Yep.
when it's dying.
No problem. So now, Boo, there's any more questions? Or are we good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we are going to thank Ghego. Holy crap! It was such a pleasure to have you on. I'm not sure. I didn't know. I didn't know what you looked like. All right, like I had like a mental image of what you look like, and then you come on with like that lavish hair flowing, like a freaking shampoo model. You know. It was great. It was great to see you. Thank you so much for your time for joining us today.
Thank you.
Dabu, great job as always. Guys, make sure that you are following Nabu. When you see Ghego on the Discord, make sure you say hi to him. Say Ruckus says hello. Thank you so much for watching the podcast, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.